like to thank you, Mr. Badreya, for allowing me to interview you for the project that I'm working on about Arab Americans in Hollywood and culture and society and limitations that we have. So can you give me a little bit of a background of your involvement in acting and what possessed you or the desire that you had to become an actor?
It's a dream and I'm passionate for telling a story. As you know, as an Egyptian from the beginning of time, we are a visual people. We created the first movie ever. We didn't use celluloid, we used our monument to tell a story. Egyptian in the beginning of time, 500 years ago, told us a story of their passion and love and king and queen and pharaohs and the monument. And we still have it today. You know, we are a storyteller as an Arab. My passion and my dream watching Arabic movie and Egyptian movie when I was a little kid, and the second feature always was American, Italian, Japanese. So I get exposed to great cinema. So one of my dream, which was the only dream, grew up in the ghetto of Port Said, Egypt, is to come to Hollywood.
So you've been here, you've been acting, you also have done some producing, writing, and directing. And the shift from acting into being an actual filmmaker and creating your own films, is it because you had a desire, because you want to express what Arab Americans really are and who they are, as opposed to media's definition?
It was in the beginning. No, acting was, you know, a way to be on a set and a way to know the industry, because I went in NYU Film School. I studied film, so you know, coming to the business, I couldn't become a director or something. I work on productions, and acting was a way to be on a set and to understand the system. And the minute I understand the system and I started making money, I decided to have my story, Arab American story, which has spent some years of development and making it. And now I switch from Arab American to immigrant story. I realize that the best American film ever, it's an immigrant story. The Godfather, Scarface, all Once Upon a Time in America, and all these movies, immigrant story. So now I'm focusing on making an immigrant story, not only Arab American. It happened to be maybe Arab American, but it's an immigrant story, the story of America.
So let me ask you, do you feel as Arab Americans that we have limitations, that we're not given the opportunities that others are given? Do you feel like the doors were open wide as anyone else coming in, or there were restrictions for you?
It's a restriction for all immigrant, because immigrant, when you come here, you use a slow moving target. So it happened to Japanese American during World War II. They have a horrible time. African American for a long time, Indian American, Indian, American Indian. So all minority have hard time and restriction. It's Jewish in this country. So I have to understand that, and I have to go by it, and you know, not fighting, just use it. And there is no restriction on talent, no restriction on passion. The community is limited itself.
So it's more of a cultural thing within our community and not from the outside.
If you study Arab American when they come here, let's focus on someone will be easy to understand. When Jewish American came to this country, they opened their store and they lived in downtown in the main streets. They opened their store in main streets, opened their law office, they opened their doctor office. They become part of America. When Arab American came here, they went to the suburb and they hide. So when Jewish American went to the media, they understand the media. They become good at it. And also they make fun of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when you make fun of yourself, everybody can understand you
Mm-hmm.
from comedy. Arab American is too stiff. They don't make fun of themselves. Lately we have comedy people do that, but in cinema, all serious, you know. In cinema, we're all serious. You know, everybody wanna make a story about Palestine and you know, being after 9/11 and that, and it's yes, it's a good story, but we did American East. We did a movie called American East, me and Tony Shalhoub. It's a good movie, you should watch it, about Arab American post 9/11. But we had to move now to immigrant. And Arab American is a crybabies. You know, they really, if you study the history of Arab American, we had, after 9/11, there is Arab who did that. Good Arab or bad Arab doesn't matter, but we always have our problem from outside. Arab American never have a problem inside the society. It's always when something happened in Palestine, is something happened in Lebanon, something happened in Egypt or Israel, that create a problem for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we're having a great time. Look around you in Chicago especially. There is a lot of good business in Arab America. There are a lot, I love this city because it's an immigrant city. It's everybody can succeed.
Mm-hmm.
But we limit ourselves because we give 100% said, Hollywood is controlled by the Jew. So we're not gonna be in it. Media is controlled by the Jew. No, it's not controlled by the Jew. It's controlled by good product. If the Jew knows they can make a movie about Prophet Muhammad and make money, they're gonna do it.
When you look to make a movie, do you see that you're very limited if you want to hire Arab American cameraman or lighting or actors? You see the difference?
There is 10 years ago you will say that.
Mm-hmm.
But now there is a lot of people, Arab American in the industry. You just have to look for, and if you look to my career, 30 years ago, any Arabic or a subject Arabic movie in American movies, they didn't speak Arabic, they speak gibberish.
Mm-hmm.
Today they hire consultant, Arabic consultant. So there is, listen, you have to tell Hollywood who you are and you sell them what they don't have.
What expectations do you think our culture has in the industry? I mean, 5 years from now, do you see that there's going to be a huge change, that as each day progresses, more and more younger generations?
No, it's not going to be a huge, not in my lifetime. It's not going to be a huge change. It's going to be kind of a cowboy like me from the Arab community come and try to make it. And so it's going to be individual trying to do it. It's not going to be huge search of Arab American become a filmmaker. No. To be honest with you, they don't understand the media. They really don't. If they do, they will be that search. But for now, you can see in college around the nation, it's a minority, very minority of Arab American trying to become filmmaker. So, it's not, I'm saying, it's Blake.
Mm-hmm.
It might come 2 or 3 guys who will do a good job, or 2 or 3 girls will do a good job, but it's not gonna be like African American, what the Spike Lee did, and now no white guy will touch an African story. They have their own market now. 3-4 movie is done by Fox about African American. It's a product, and it's sell. And Arab American don't have power of buying. Spanish to Mexican to Puerto Rican, all that Latino do, but African American do. Arab, the industry doesn't care because they're not a buying power. That's his idea.
As a filmmaker, actor with a Middle Eastern Arab American background, what's your vision for you personally? Where do you see yourself going? Do you feel that in your progression you want to bring in more Arab American filmmakers?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm not. It's not in my progression. It's I do it now. Look at you. You produce a movie with me.
Right.
You continue to work with me. You continue to have that bug in you, and my son is in it now, and there is bunch of Arab American work with me and Chicago Mirage.
Right.
There was a really very great movement in Chicago when we did Chicago Mirage, which you should too, because 95% of the actor was Arab American.
What are your passions for the future?
Teaching, I continue to do it, but teaching and bring, inspire young generation. It doesn't have to be all Arab American, maybe part of them about America. Inspire American by teaching them.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank you very much for all your information and your experiences that you shared with us and your views on the Arab American filmmaker.